Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video is brought to us by Patreon supporter Phoenix Device. Huge thanks to Phoenix Device for sponsoring this video. This month, Phoenix wasn't sure who he wanted for his commander. Instead, he requested a deck built around a simple idea: curses and bad gifts. Well, it is the season for bad gifts, so I felt this was appropriate. I couldn't settle on a color, and there are so many good curses out there, so I decided to go with partnered commanders: Elmar, Unwanted Informant, and Wernog, Writer's Chaplain. These are the list versions of the cards from the Stranger Things secret lair, specifically Max the Daredevil and Will the Wise. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Elmar, Unwanted Informant is a 3-mana 3/2 legendary human with haste. He says whenever we cast our second spell each turn, untap target creature, then investigate. He also has Friends Forever, a limited form of partner. Basically, we can have two commanders if they both have Friends Forever. Wernog, Writer's Chaplain, is a 2-mana 1/2 legendary human. He says, when he enters or leaves the battlefield, each opponent may investigate. Each who doesn't loses 1 life, and then we investigate X times, where X is the number of times our opponents investigated plus 1. Wernog also has Friends Forever, allowing us to partner him with Elmar. With these two as our partners, our color identity is everything but blue. This opens us up to all kinds of shenanigans, both in curses and gifting. There have been a lot of really good curse commanders recently, and we're running most of them, with the exception of Lind, Chilfril Tormentor. Now, the list I wound up with is around $130, so we're well below a $200 threshold, but just a hair higher than $100. But before we get to our deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, 1 sudden I win card. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Savage Lands, Jungle Shrine, Sandstep Citadel, Nomad Outpost, Rakdos Guildgate, Gruul Guildgate, Selesnya Guildgate, Golgari Guildgate, Boros Guildgate, Orzhov Guildgate, Sulphurous Mire, Highland Forest, Arctic Treeline, Woodland Chasm, Alpine Meadow, Snowfield Sinkhole, Geothermal Bog, Wooded Ridgeline, Radiant Grove, Haunted Mire, Sacred Peaks, Sunlit Marsh, 3 swamps, 3 mountains, 4 forests, and 4 plains. Soul Ring and Arcane Signet make up our mana rocks. Farseek, Rampant Growth, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Circuitous Route, and Migration Path make up our land fetching. Fertile Ground, Overgrowth, and Sanctum Weaver for our enchantment-based ramp, and Jukai Naturalist to lower the mana cost on all of our enchantments. Eidolon of Blossoms, Enchantress's Presence, Mesa Enchantress, Satyr Enchanter, Cetessan Champion, Sithist Harvest's Hand, and Verdurn Enchantress make up our enchantresses. Open the Vaults for tutoring, and Calyx Destiny's Hand to dig through our deck. And since curses go to the graveyard when the enchanted player dies, we have Femarif Enchantress for additional card draw, along with Tiana, Ship's Caretaker, Gen, Arcanum Weaver, Open the Armory, and Eerie Ultimatum to get our curses back. Darksteel Mutation, Swords to Plowshares, Disenchant, Return to Nature, Bedevil, Abrade, Rakdos Charm, Fracture, Dam, and Shiny Impetus make up all of our interaction and spot removal. Farewell and Blasphemous Act. Nothing fancy, just brutally effective. Wedding Ring, Jinxed Choker, Sleeper Agent, Zancha, Sleeper Agent, Captive Audience, and Pendant of Prosperity make up our lovely unwanted gifts. Curse of Opulence, Curse of Bounty, Curse of Shaken Faith, Trespasser's Curse, Curse of Clinging Webs, Curse of Disturbance, Curse of Hospitality, Curse of the Nightly Hunt, Maddening Hex, Curse of Exhaustion, Torment of Scarabs, Curse of Bloodletting, Curse of Death's Hold, Curse of Misfortunes, Curse of Fool's Wisdom, and Cruel Reality make up our curses, as well as the core of our deck. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 38 lands and 12 pieces of ramp, 14 pieces of card advantage, 10 pieces of interaction, 2 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, no sudden I win cards, but that's not what we're looking for in a deck like this. A deck like this is something you grind value with. You hit your opponents where it hurts, by cursing them. Is there a spell slinger at the table? Hit them with a Curse of Exhaustion. Voltron player? Cruel Reality will keep them in check. Cute Stuff is playing Niv Mizzet Perun? Better hit her with a Curse of Fool's Wisdom. I cut Overwhelming Splendor from the deck because 8 mana for something that may not have much of an effect seemed like a waste. Same thing with Curse of Thirst. Yes, if we have one player cursed up, it could add up, but chances are we'll be cursing each of our opponents a little bit rather than focusing all of our lovely gifts on a single player. Do you have a curse deck? What about an Enchantress deck? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons, Jiraiya, Muffins, Casey, Nick, Marcus, Black Dragon, Phoenix of Ice, Squishy, RGC, Brett, and Ignis. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.